Well, hello there. Barkey J. Dog back with another movie review. This time, I'm looking at a picture that's part of what I call the Holy Trinity, although there are really more than three. These are three movies from the 1990s that were really good, really entertaining, but failed to catch on and are still considered flops, as unfair as that may be. To start off, we have The Phantom from 1996. For some reason, this movie has always had a bad reputation. I mean, look at this. The IMDb rating is only 4.9 stars. What the hell? The Phantom's way better than that. It tanked at the box office, and people generally dismiss it as a bad movie. Yet, pretty much anyone who's actually watched The Phantom will tell you it's a hoot. It's good. It's not Citizen Kane. It's a little dopey, all right, but it's a lot of fun. I've never understood why people think it's lousy. This is a movie based on the famous comic book hero, the Phantom, who for 400 years has operated out of a jungle. But he globe-trots around as well in the name of justice. He was created by Lee Falk back in 1936. Supposedly, the Phantom cannot be killed, because when a bad guy does kill him, he just returns. They call him the Ghost Who Walks. He doesn't have any actual superpowers, though. No. Turns out the Phantom is just not one guy. He always has a son waiting in the wings and trains him to carry on. So the Phantom has been around since forever, apparently never dies, and is kind of spooky, and always comes back to fight the bad guys. So, aside from some mystic relics, his reputation is based more on his mystique and stuff like that, rather than actual superpowers. Think Batman, but without the gadgets. Or the bats. In this picture, the newest Phantom to don the purple cowl is Kit Parker. His father was killed by a henchman who shows up being bad, as henchmen do, and so the Phantom tries to figure out what the game is. Eventually, this leads him to New York, where he meets his former lady love from college. Her father is endangered by the bad guys, and eventually we meet the main bad guy calling the shots. The boss bad guy is trying to get 3 mystic skulls, which, when combined, provide ultimate power to take over the world. So there's some more globe-trotting as our heroes try to prevent the boss bad guy and his henchmen from winning at being bad. Parker is played by Billy Zane, who was a big fan of the Phantom and lobbied to get the role. Then he went and worked out so he looked the part. That's not a padded suit, that's all Zane. See? The design of the suit looks pretty good too, by the way. Christy Swanson is the socialite and love interest Diane Palmer. I can't praise Christy Swanson enough here. She's really good in this role. If you're a fan of The Shadow, as I am, then you'll know that his assistant, Margot Lane, is smart and resourceful, and not dopey or useless. Unfortunately, in the 1994 movie, they made her an air-headed blonde bimbo. That's not Margot Lane. This, Christy Swanson's character in The Phantom, is way more like what Margot Lane is supposed to be. I wish they would have written her that way in The Shadow. Oh, I gotta review that movie too. Patrick McGoohan, good old number 6 himself, plays the ghost of the previous Phantom, offering Billy Zane advice and counsel. No one else can see him, of course. This is a weird element, but I love Patrick McGoohan and was a little surprised to see him in this. Some people are like, WTF, or they think it's annoying, but I don't. Just roll with it. And along for the ride is a hot young Catherine Zeta-Jones as a villainous hench lady. She's great, too. She's almost like a Bond villain here. That's what she reminded me of, a hench lady in charge of a team of bad guys. The movie was directed by Simon Windsor, and man, does it ever look good. It really does evoke the era it's set in, the 1930s. The shots we see of New York are just gorgeous. Action is solid, pacing is good, stunts, lighting, just all of it. And the people making this movie, these people were fans of the Phantom, and it certainly shows. They had little touches from the comic strip too, all kinds of little things. They made this movie with love. This is not to say that the movie doesn't have its problems. It could have been edited a little tighter in a few scenes, and for some reason, the Phantom doesn't really convey any sense of menace here. Unlike the comic strip, he avoids killing bad guys. In the comic, the Phantom just blasts away, especially old-school Phantom. So he's pretty menacing. While the character in the movie can look imposing, he's not as scary. To be fair, the Phantom is a multi-generational hero, and Kit Parker is still kind of new on the job. But still. And Treat Williams as the villain is way over the top here. He's having a lot of fun chewing up the scenery, but he's almost cartoonish at times, a real mustache twirler. I think he should have been reined in a little bit. I suppose those things are just part of the fun, though. They're fairly minor things as quibbles go. You've got to put yourself in the right frame of mind for this, but trust me, it's a lot of fun. Sure, it's not Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's not a deep and meaningful exploration of the superhero genre either. It's a little dopey, to be sure, but gee whiz, it's a fun action movie. It's so much fun. It's just brimming over with fun. I'm going to give this one 2 3/4 paws. That extra quarter paw is not just because of the movie, but for what it represents. The Phantom is yet another example of the kind of movie we're missing today. It's the kind of movie we should have more of. Just a fun time at the movies. No pressure. It isn't forcing you to absorb some kind of message or trying to program you like they did to that guy in Clockwork Orange. Nope. It's just a fun movie. Take the kids, take your wife, take your girlfriend. Probably not all at the same time. But you just go and have a fun night out. It seems we can't do that anymore. It's not allowed. For some reason that makes no sense. Wouldn't it be great just to have fun at the movies again? Maybe we'll never get the chance, given the mess Hollywood has made of itself in the last 10 years. So go ahead and get hold of The Phantom. It's a real hoot, and it's underappreciated. The movie is on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and available digitally from Amazon Prime. Fun. I've used that word in this review over and over, because that's what it is. Plain old fun. I've never understood what's not to love about this picture and why it tanked at the box office the way it did. This is a movie that deserved better. So, check it out! Slam evil!